Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform.
There's the whistle, and here we go. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Yeah, Alisson. He's an excellent shot stopper, Peter, first and foremost, but he's just as good at creating chances as he is snuffing them out. He can spread the ball out quickly to both wings, whether it be with an accurate long pass or a quick throw, and that places him in the top order of the world's keepers.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. It's gone for a throw-in. Casemiro just eases him off the ball. Rijkaard. Zico. Nicely weighted ball. Now, what about a counter-attack? Stood up well to him there. Rijkaard. Oh, this looks sharp. Donadoni! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And it's Zico. And here's Torres.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Indonesia with the corner, there first. And he gets rid in a hurry. And now they can spring out of defence. First quarter of an hour gone. He's a sharp little... Can he finish? It's loose now and they want to get it back. And the pass is intercepted. Can he get it through? Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Zanetti. Zanetti delivers. Gilberto Silva clears it away. Zanetti could try cutting inside here. He gets big! Oh, it's hit the post! He's delivered all right! Torres at his razor-sharp best there.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
Indonesia have broken through. It's 1-0.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Alonso. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score.
This is the time you need that pace.
Searching pass he's played there.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Oh, nice touch. And it's Neymar. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him. Look, they're prepared to be quite physical to contain any danger that...
Zico! He's got a goal! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous. And the shot! Zanetti. Piqué is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. And the shot! It's bounced back off the post. Rijkaard. Zico. Cafu. Brazil do have a chance to counter here. Good ball over the top. He's cut it out. And he thumps it clear. Aldair. Fade over towards the opposite flank. Now Gilberto Silva. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Casemiro. Rijkaard did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Now it's come to nothing. Roberto Carlos. Spread it left. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Roberto Carlos.
This is Zico. And the half-time whistle goes. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. That's been a decent 45 minutes. Competitive, certainly, and a goal each.
Substituição em andamento.
The second half then, just getting going. And here's Torres. Played into space. Neatly clipped into space. And it's Neymar. Oh, just skips past his man. Can he finish? They've scored!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. Brazil go into the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
While facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Rijkaard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. No question, that's a foul. Now it's Zico. And here's Neymar.
Neymar really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Roberto Carlos is always looking to play quality balls.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack. Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Zico, and he's in on goal. Shot at goal. It's in. A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. That was easy, almost too easy.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
There's going to be another change here.
Well, he's going to inject a nice bit of pace into that front line, Peter, so I can see him making those runs in behind.
So the lead now is 2.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
Maldini.
What a letdown when you've got such presence and movement. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Zico producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Indonesia will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Indonesia still have the cards to affect this game. Neymar. Neymar. Foot in. Cafu. Just about up to 75 minutes. Now that's well seen too. Cafu. Roberto Carlos. Pass somewhat off target. Chiellini promptly onto that, and that is that. He's in space and looking for options. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Neymar, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. He has found the way through. And it's Casemiro. Rijkaard. There won't be another chance after this one. Well read, nice interception.
Teremos uma substituição.
Chiellini. Indonesia looking to pass their way through. Massaro. Now there's a fine ball. And Maicon. Adriano gets on the end of things as a matter of habit.
Teremos 3 minutos de acréscimo.
That's been cut out, well played. In with the challenge. Looking for the run. Aldair, no unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Tries to pass it through. Oh, it's played into the area. And that is it, the referee has seen enough. Indonesia illustrating perfectly the fickle nature of football. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Against Indonesia.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So it's away we go then. Well, there was a time when Hungary ruled world football, inspired by the mighty Magyars, a team that went 32 games on. Up he goes! Goal! Manchester United! And that's got him off to a flyer!
That's the purpose and intensity they showed from the first moment. They really did fly out of the blocks here.
A lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Tunisia finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Beckham. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Azar. Tries to play it through. Can he latch on to this? Azar is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
And he's picked it up out wide. Ronaldinho going face-to-face with his great rival. Grimaldo looking to run onto it. Grimaldo made a surge from full-back, as it turned out unsuccessfully. Donatoni. Now that looks a decent ball, and it's made its way to him. And takes a shot! And it's in! They're level in a trice!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic. Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay on side, Peter. That was really clever.
Indonesia grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
No foul, says the referee. Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. Well, that's been cut out, well played. Rijkaard is always looking to break lines. And it's Neymar. That's been slipped through. Hazard. Grimaldo. Couldn't squeeze it through. Looking for a runner. Azar. And it's Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Aimed beyond the defence. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Neymar. Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Now it's Puskas, getting on for a third of the way through the game. Indonesia finding their passes. Ronaldinho looking to penetrate opposition lines. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Can he get on the end of this? Oh, well measured. Zanetti. Ball played for Rijkaard. Oh, there's a probing ball. Looking to play him in.
Baresi.
Ronaldinho. Great vision. He has found the way through. He's got plenty of space out wide here. It's a pretty loose pass. And here's Azar. He's got away. In with the challenge. Zanetti, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Ronaldinho. The referee's awarded a free kick. Well, it is plumb centre, but it is a fair way out on the very cusp of credible shooting range. Decent hit from there. And here's Donadoni. Now then, the ball's come loose. Donadoni picks it up out wide. Yamal. Ronaldinho is, of course, well known for his dancing feet. Rijkaard. Puskás. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. And the shot! Beckham, the regular corner taker.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Beckenbauer gets rid without sophistication. It's a searching pass. He's having a shot! Yamal. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, I don't think either side will have too much to complain about or worry about, Peter. 1-1 is a fair reflection of the game so far, so it'll be fascinating to see how both teams go about trying to establish a little more control in this second half.
Yeah, it's been a decent 45 minutes. Competitive, certainly, and a goal each. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Chance here to counter. Oh, Red, nice interception. He's a sharp little ball here, and he's managed to get free. He has a look up. He's had a shot! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. That's really well cleared. Now it's Mbappe. And the through ball. Now can he find a... And he shoots! Marvellous goal!
Oh, he's quite the pro. The speed and sharpness in his game gives him an advantageous edge, and he applies it with lethal effect. He's class, real class.
Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
It's beautiful poise. I mean, most players in that position, I think, would probably fluff that, but not this fella.
Indonesia get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Mbappe.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Short changes him with that pass.
Indonesia are clearly enjoying a very good spell. The flow of momentum is bang in their favour.
He's picked his way through. The ball goes in. Oh, what a climb! No, he didn't quite meet it right. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Ronaldo has got himself a free kick.
Substitutions taking place.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh no, no circumventing this opponent. Indonesia are of course in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Neymar. Beckham. Now it's Neymar.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed.
Baresi. Beckenbauer tries to pass it through. Oh, he's found support out wide. He is through here.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
Ronaldinho! And oh, he's got that completely wrong. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Now it's Puskas. He's shifting through the gears here. Yamal.
Manchester United really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Substitution in progress.
Baresi. Spread it left. And here's Azar. He's found a way through. And that is out of play. Flashes it across. Can he stop it going out?
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Indonesia have now used up all but one of their substitution windows. He's under a lot of pressure there.
Manchester United really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Now it's Azar. Pinches it off him. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Referee's given a throw. Ah, good steal, he just read it. And it's Nakata. Neither of these two want to come off second best. He's in space and looking for options. Gets his head on it! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Mbappe actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Corner number 2 then. Big chance! Goal! A 2-goal lead and they're firmly in control. An opportunist strike, but he'll take it. He will own it.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
Number 14, Zanetti.
Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the
Hello,
camaraderie.
everybody, and
The
welcome
fans
to
have pulled
today's
out all
match.
the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. There's the whistle, and here we go. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, I've always been impressed with how this guy, Szoboszlai, has been able to combine physicality and the finesse he can also add to his game, Peter. He makes good use of his strength when receiving the ball in tight areas, and he has that trickery and athleticism to beat people, and a spring in his step, always a spring.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. And smartly reclaimed. Looking for the run. He's in a great position here. That is good strength. Knocks it into space.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive? Well played and well cleared.
I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. And we have our very first corner. Keeper has taken decisive action. Indonesia have the chance to go the other way. Pass somewhat off target. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Neither side especially adventurous early on. First quarter of an hour gone. Zanetti gets across to intercept that. That looks a good ball through. And he's running through. And he's in on goal. Great chance! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Mbappe clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And now they can spring out of defence. Played into space. There's no flag. And he's surging through. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Opts for safety.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
The ball is loose and the chase is on. Donadoni. Neymar. So what can they make of this? Driving forward. He has a look out. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Oh, that's well spotted. Beckham. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Looking to play him in. Played into space out wide. And he's there to retrieve it. Nicely weighted ball. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things. And he's there to belt it away. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Donadoni. And here's Donadoni. Donadoni really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that.
Tries a shot! And it's hoisted clear. That was a good run. The defence looked beaten there. Now it's Mbappe. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And they've got rid.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Szoboszlai plays it in.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And here's Joelinton. Neymar.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Neymar. Donadoni. Chance! And it's hit the woodwork and out. Decent enough try. Now, can they get him away? That ball looks a good one. Mbappe. Nicely shaped ball. Oh, well played. There's the whistle for half-time. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. An engrossing half, but we're still where we started, 0-0. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Great defending, strong and determined. Indonesia needed that, they really needed it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
And he thumps it clear. Serginho. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Neymar is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. McAllister promptly onto that, and that is that. Neymar, that's a cute ball. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Serginho. And it's Neymar. Neymar purring through the gears. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. That has not gone well. And he's gone looking for safety. Neymar.
Indonesia have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Donadoni. He's tried one! It's anyone's ball now. It is a corner.
Substitution for Indonesia.
Indonesia
22,
have their second corner now.
Coming on to replace him is number
And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that.
Nakata.
Stood up well to him there. And now a sudden chance to counter. De Gea clears. Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. Joelinton picks it up out wide. And that has been clubbed away. Goes back.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards.
And it's Serginho. Messi. And it's a corner. It's their second corner of the game.
Substitution for Indonesia. Number 11, Beckham. Coming on the field is number 8, Xabi Alonso.
And now they can spring out of defence.
Indonesia have now used up all but one of their substitution windows. And now they can clear their lines. Threads one in. It's a good run down the right. Joelinton cuts it out. David De Gea gets it away. McAllister is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Aimed beyond the defence, in towards the back stick.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Szoboszlai, Messi. Well, now it's a race for the ball.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Looking tidy in possession here. And he was quick to react. Now it's Mbappe. And it's Nakata. No way through. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Searching passes played there. Piqué. Now they can break here. Neymar. Now that's a fine challenge. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge.
Substitution for Indonesia, number 19, Neymar. Coming on to replace him
It may well finish this way because it's been so tight all the way through, but equally we might still get a moment of magic, a mistake or a refereeing decision to influence otherwise.
That's a shade optimistic.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
And he's picked out the run. Played into space out wide. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Zanetti.
2 added minutes has
Hazard.
been indicated.
And it's Serginho. Great vision. Now it's Mbappe. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Rijkaard hurtling down that right flank.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed.
And that's that. Frustration, exasperation, vexation, certainly from an attacking perspective. Neither side able to make an impression despite all the...
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the
Hello, everybody,
camaraderie.
and
The
welcome
fans
to
have pulled
today's
out all
match.
the stops to make this a
Israel
monumental occasion.
against Indonesia.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting.
If you're just joining us, we are already underway.
Frank Rijkaard's presence here in the middle will be massive, Peter. He's so physically dominant, such a destroyer.
But he does have a certain X-factor as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that's the side of his game that makes him so special, that ability to play on the front foot, triggering counter-attacks.
Can he finish? They've scored!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
Indonesia are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Now it's Beckham. No, that's been intercepted. Pinches it off him. Turns back here, probably the best option. And it's Bale. Bale. Well read, nice interception. Looking for a runner. Oh, played through for the wide man. De Gea claims it without any fuss. That has been cut short. Played with finesse. And no, that was never going to make it. Hakimi. Rijkaard. Beckham. Indonesia looking to pass their way through. Great vision. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. That'll be a throw. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given.
And he is going into that little black book.
Oh, strongly challenged there. Valverde. Big chance! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Their attempt, just the wrong outcome. And he's there to clear it. And now they can spring out of defence. Xavi Simons. He's in plenty of space here. And this is Batistuta.
Indonesia are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Zanetti. Chance here to counter. Beckham. Distributed tidily. Oh, that's fabulous. Crosses it in. And he gets rid in a hurry. It's their second corner of the game. Looking to play him in. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. has not gone well. Israel were a team looking for an outlet, and it seems, Jim, as though they've found one.
Yeah, and if that allows them to get people running at and even going beyond that defence, then you can start asking more questions.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Good play on the left-hand side here. Neymar.
Oh, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too...
Great chance! Oh, it's fallen loose again! They've done it! And this is getting better and better. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Yeah, his instinct told him that the keeper would struggle to cope with that, so top marks for him following up. I think it's really sharp play, it was well read, and he was a little quicker than everybody else.
Things starting to look there. Takes a shot! And it's there! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
He has simply been truly awesome. He really has stamped his authority on this.
A case now of complete control.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Oh, that pass isn't the best. Simons. Rijkaard.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
And he's let fly! And that has forced the very best out of the keeper.
Yeah, it seemed the right range, and I guess it was worth a try.
And this could be the final action of the first half. And here's and the finish! Maldini clears it away.
Israel are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way-through zone.
And it's Hakimi.
And the half-time whistle goes. Well, who would have thought it? A huge chasm between the two teams already, and it might grow even wider in this second half.
Those of you making their way home on public transportation today, please watch the screen for train departure times from all local major stations. Substitution in progress.
That gets things going for the second half. Indonesia decide to shake things up. There has been a change in personnel.
Indonesia do appear to have made a half-time change.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
And he's gone searching crossfield. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Played into space out wide. Neymar. He's got away. Decent chance! No mistake! They're back within reach! And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way back from here?
Rijkaard. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on.
It's a searching pass, and he's managed to get free. Piqué is there to clear. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
Batistuta really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
And he shoots!
Indonesia are still behind, but they've increased their level of interest here.
Roberto gets flagged offside. Valverde.
And that is a little undercooked.
And this is Neymar.
No, he didn't quite meet it right. Corner number 3 coming up. Keeper has taken decisive action. Indonesia still have the cards to affect this game. Rijkaard is always looking to break lines. Roberto. And it's Rijkaard. Simons. Ambitious ball here. Piqué cuts it out. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't take out that killer ball.
And here's Mbappe. Indonesia finding their passes. Beckham unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. The referee's awarded a free kick. Well, he knows very well that he is already walking a tightrope. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Yeah, and he's dodged a big one there. He has to be squeaky clean from here.
Coming on the field is number 47, Phil Foden. Substitutions taking place.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. Tonali. Indonesia will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Rijkaard. Looking for options for movement. Piqué makes the interception. Tonali. Lee Kang-in plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Now, what about a counter-attack? Hakimi does really well there, he is strong. Zanetti gets across to intercept that. Aimed beyond the defence. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Indonesia clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Now it's Foden. Lee Kang in, has it in a wide position. Up he goes! That was superb goalkeeping.
Batistuta is offering a wry smile there.
Number 8.
Israel have their third corner.
Coming on to replace him is number 10. Gerrard.
Keeper's dealt with that. Backward it goes. He's having a go. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Batistuta finds himself offside. Tonali.
Added minutes has been indicated.
He's a sharp little ball here. 4 extra minutes added on. Szoboszlai to Gerrard. Now it's Szoboszlai. He has found the way through, and it's played into the middle. Cleared without hesitation. Tonali. Caceres promptly onto that. And that is that. Indonesia were a team not short on effort, but ultimately they were found wanting when it mattered. That is simply not how you go about.